Zach, and I wanted to shoot a quick video showing how I use Knobbler. And so I've got a set that I've set up here, and let's see where this goes. At the end, I'll loop back and explain what's going on. So see you back then. Let's go. All right, well, that was completely, I've done this like 6 times in the last 2 days, and that was completely different than any of the other ones that I've done. So cool. All right, that was fun. Okay, we'll stop it. What are we working with here? Well, first of all, I like to use racks a lot. So that lets me have these, complex instruments. This one's got, nested racks. And I distill it up to 16 parameters. And it's a touch of a button, here it is. A touch of a button, here it is. The parameters, I learn where they are so I don't have to read so much, I just kind of know where to go. And to be able to flip around and do that, and everything is, because it's a rack, you can reuse it, and you can, even if you stop using Knobbler, you can, there's value in this rack that you create. And next up on the feature pipeline is to manage macro variations right here on the tablet. Anyhow, that's how I use Knobbler in a set, in a live thing. I mean live, who am I kidding? It's just me in my living room but that's how I use it to have fun. And so I'll record on a resample channel those noodles. I'll also quite often tab into arrangement view and just press record here, and then all of that automation is being recorded. Every movement of every dial you get recorded as automation here. And then you've got your whole performance, like the performance aspect of it, recorded. You don't even have to have recorded the audio because you'll get the same audio again. So then you can, fine tune, copy and paste, cut out boring parts, or like fix stepped automation or whatever it is. And then that is this live performance that you've captured and refined into your song. So that's a different way to work. Okay, have fun. Bye-bye now.